broadcasters. Welcome to episode 204 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name is Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing well. It's been a fun week. Obviously been exciting with all the releases, and excited to chat with you all today about it. But for anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard. We do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with all of you, go through the same flow that y'all do with your own shows and productions. Two is to answer any of your questions. That's why we're calling it Ask StreamYard. We love discussing all your ideas and topics, so feel free to leave anything you'd like us to touch on in the comments. We'll do our best to get to as many as we can. And I always mention the three pillars of StreamYard, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. See people tuning in from all over the world tonight. I think I saw Brazil and New Jersey, LA. Very cool. Nice to have all of you here. And I saw happy Freedom Patriots birthday. Happy birthday, Freedom Patriot. Glad to see you joining us on your birthday. Before I forget, we have lots of awesome shows, and I think we actually have need to check the data, but I think it might be this coming Saturday, YouTube channel reviews with Dee and Daniel, the second Saturday of every month. Really fun show. If you're looking to grow on YouTube, they give great advice when it comes to how to interpret your YouTube analytics, how to choose a thumbnail, think about tags, everything you could possibly want to know when it comes to growing on YouTube. So definitely check that out. And we have Enhance Your Live Streams the last Tuesday of the month with Nick, who's a pro when it comes to all things video, but especially live streams. And he'll give all his awesome tips there. He had a recent video that I thought was really good, giving some really useful advice in terms of how he grew with his live streams. And then one thing we've been doing at the start of these for fun to get for you to know a little bit more about us and for us to know a little bit more about you is a fun fact. And for this one, we had fun fact, favorite holiday decorations. Do you have favorite holiday decoration, Dan?
So my parents always go all out for Christmas stuff. Not to the extreme, you know, sometimes there's those houses where they spend days setting up Christmas lights and everything like that. It's not like that, but inside there's always decorations all over the place. I would say my two favorite things. One is we always have the same Christmas lights every year, and there's just these multicolored lights my parents would put up, and I always thought those were really cool. And it just looked pretty unique. A lot of the lights are just plain white or something, or all the same color. There's these really vibrant multicolored lights. And then I built this cool tall Santa thing as a craft project when I was younger. And it took me several days to build it. And I tried to sell it at a craft sale, and my mom ended up buying it. So we still have it in our house, and it's pretty cool. How about you?
Awesome. Those are good decorations. Mine's probably a little bit boring, but the one I remember most that I liked is we had like a whole fake village of people during like the winter, and it had like fake snow and all this stuff. I always like putting those together. I think that was my favorite.
Cool. Did it have one of those trains that goes through it?
Ooh, I don't think it had a train. That would have been cool though. Cool. I think I've seen ones with the trains. That would have been a better decoration.
I've never seen one in a house, but in stores and stuff, you see them once in a while.
For sure. All right, so we got lots of fun stuff to cover tonight. So a couple things, or one thing from last week, recording now available for free users. So if you're a free user of StreamYard, you can now actually do record-only streams and then also use the new local recordings feature. So really hoping that will help more people have access to do podcast interviews and things like that by making that available on the free plan. Other one that's actually a new, relatively small feature that we wanted to quickly announce is that video overlays now fade. So not sure if you've noticed that during our own intro video or during yours, but think it's a much cleaner transition now. Instead of a hard cut when a video plays, it will gently fade out. I think we'll play a video here when we get into some of the other new features, and you can maybe pick it out then. But yeah, curious if you guys are enjoying the new fade. If there's anything else you'd like to see added, we'll likely give more options in the future, but we figured this was a pretty nice overall change when it came to as a default transition.
Yep. And if you switch between two clips, so if you have one video and then play another one right after, then we won't fade. We'll just switch directly to the other one and try and do it in a way where it doesn't flash anyone that's behind the videos. So there's not like a weird flash all of a sudden. And we've had that one for a while, but yeah, it won't fade when you switch between them. But anytime if you choose to remove a video clip, or just at the end of its, say it's a 1 minute clip, at the end of the 1 minute, it will fade out nicely. I can't remember how slow it is to fade out, but it feels like half a second or so. Pretty quick, but nice and smooth.
Awesome, Joseph. 3 years is definitely a super long time. Most of the life of StreamYard. So super happy to hear you there or hear that. Happy to have you here. Same with you, GF6. Appreciate that. We love that you're a part of StreamYard. Let's see what else we had here. Sam says, why does StreamYard have issues sharing Zoom meetings sound? So you want to take that one, Dan?
Yeah, I can give that a go. So I'm going to take a guess as to what you're doing, but let me know if I'm off here. So you can screen share Zoom if that's what you're trying to do. If you're trying to screen share a Zoom meeting, the challenge is we can't capture the sound from Zoom, at least not on. I'm trying to remember if Windows allows this now. For the most part, though, when you're screen sharing, you can screen share a Chrome tab with audio, whereas you can't screen share other things. The exception, though, I think is on Windows machines, you can screen share application audio, but then it kind of ends up sharing your mic as well, so it's not really ideal. So yeah, that's just kind of a browser limitation that isn't something with StreamYard. It's just we have to use kind of Chrome's built-in screen sharing ability, and it's kind of limited to what you can capture in terms of audio. Is there any good options you're aware of, though, Geige? Because I know people do this a lot.
Unfortunately, there's not an amazing one. Some folks will use virtual audio type setups to be able to have more control over individual applications, and that is one way folks have done it, is to be able to bring the Zoom application sound through a virtual audio option, Sam. So if you on StreamYard, if you go to StreamYard.com/contact and search virtual audio, that can walk through some of those options. Generally, the number one thing we recommend, though, is to just have all folks in StreamYard. Maybe in the future, we'll have more types of integrations with Zoom. Those are at least a couple alternatives. Let's see what else we had here. Eddie says, will we be able to keep notes in the platform? Maybe you're new to StreamYard, Eddie. So one thing we do have is banners, and technically you could use those as notes, like sort of the subjects I'm going through here. Those are just in the banners section. We don't have a formal sort of notes section, but maybe the banners are what you're looking for. Maybe let us know.
Yeah, and I'd also love to know, Eddie, are you talking like in terms of notes? Is this notes you want to take ahead of time in order to remember what to say during the show? Is this something like that? Or am I totally missing it as something else? If you can let us know, that'd be great. But a lot of people will just put kind of banners for their talking points and then click to show them on screen. Some people won't even show them on screen. They'll just create them, and that's what they use for their talking points. You can drag and drop them to reorder them. But if you literally want to type out everything you're going to say, then right now, using just any kind of note-taking software would work pretty well. We have considered adding it, though.
Cool. I see some good suggestions in the chat for Zoom. So yeah, Michael has some videos, so maybe check those out. And then Neil's also mentioning that Rode has some good options there. Both good suggestions.
Yeah. You're basically using either software or hardware to mix the audio from Zoom with your mic, and then just kind of turn that into one signal, and then you end up selecting that as your mic in StreamYard, which totally works. It is just a little extra work, though.
Cool. Easton says, will you make it so you can add more people in the future? It's certainly possible, Easton. I'd be curious how many folks that you're actually interested in having, and if they're folks that you want them all on screen at the same time, or if you just need to have more people backstage. All of those details would be super useful. But yeah, always open to making changes.
Yep.
Hey, Bryson. Yeah, we're about to get more into on air in a second here. But yeah, awesome to hear that you're enjoying the features. Any chance of adding the ability to add fields to the registration page? We need to collect additional sign-up info at registration. Yeah, that totally makes sense, Bryson. That's one of the things that we're hoping to go deeper on tonight, is to get all of your guys' awesome feedback and stuff you'd like to see us add, because we're going to be rapidly iterating and adding key features. And this is definitely one of them, adding more flexibility if you want it when it comes to the registration page. So I'm curious, would it be the type of thing where you just want full customizability to choose whichever field you like, or if there's anything else beyond that, definitely let us know. But definitely we've gotten a lot of that feedback regarding that in just the first week.
Yep.
Hardcore Cooper says, where are you now offering free recording? Hardcore Copper. So if you just go to StreamYard.com and sign up, Copper, and just try to do a record only stream, you'll see that you can actually do it now.
Yep. Yeah, and you'll see the experience is slightly different when creating a broadcast. So when you click create on the dashboard, you'll get a modal, and there's live streaming and recording. Just choose recording, and you'll be able to actually record.
Awesome, David. Happy to hear that, and nice to see you here.
Cool.
Let's see what else we have. Talking Topics with Tyler says, what would your volume recommendation be when sharing your screen and having videos playing from YouTube? We do have functionality in StreamYard that tries to normalize the audio and choose the best audio. So generally, I would recommend not touching the volume and just letting StreamYard adapt to what it thinks is the ideal volume. But you do have the option if you want it louder or quieter to manually adjust it. But my recommendation would be to not change it.
Yeah, and it would depend on the show too, obviously, and what you're sharing. Obviously, some videos are a bit louder just based on the content of the video itself. So adjust accordingly. But for the most part, it should work pretty well.
Awesome. Thanks for the confirmation, Woodward. I think a topic from last time was regarding members-only streams on YouTube. So yes, if you do have the members functionality on YouTube and you're looking to do a members-only stream, you can stream it on. You can schedule it on StreamYard as unlisted and change it like Woodward mentions here. Appreciate that, Woodward.
Cool. Yeah, I'm hoping they expose that through their API at some point so we can actually do that directly on StreamYard. But that's definitely a pretty easy fix for now.
Awesome. Congrats, Michael. We'll be super curious how it goes. Let us know.
Cool.
David says, Amazon Live integrations in the future. Yeah, absolutely. I think Amazon Live is a great platform, especially when it comes to live sales and e-commerce. So we'll definitely be building deeper functionality with Amazon as they open up more types of API functionality. Let's see what else we had here. Joseph says, for webinar registration, can you do multiple events? For example, a series, can you also reject a registration? Those are both good questions. So you can schedule multiple webinars, but at this point, we don't have a way to link them together. So that's a good feature suggestion. One thing you could do is if you're asking for this feature, I'm guessing you probably don't want to go through the hassle, but you could use the embedding feature of StreamYard to sort of recreate this type of thing yourself on your own website and your own sort of flow and pages. And your second question, can you also reject registration? Not at this time, but more functionality around being able to block people and decide who can attend and control that is coming soon.
Yeah, I don't think you can yet. I know we've already coded a lot of it though, so we may have already launched that. And if we don't have it yet, it's coming very soon.
Cool. It seems like we're getting quite a few on-air questions. So why don't we go ahead and just get to that subject? So on-airs are available to everyone now. Last week, we obviously made the announcement, but I think they were fully available Monday night. So would love to know, for those of you who have used it, as you're already sharing, any feedback or things you'd like to see added. How's it going? It's something that we're really excited to continue working on and make better and better. Anything to add there, Dan, before we play the walkthrough video?
I don't think so. I think the video explains it pretty well.
Cool. So we got a video from Danny here for anyone who missed it. And if you just ask any questions you have during the video, I'll make sure I star all of them and we can get to them afterwards. So this is StreamYard on air.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If so, you need StreamYard on air. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce the launch of StreamYard on air. StreamYard on air is a live webinar platform. You can host a webinar, an event, or a live stream on StreamYard or embed it on your site. With a simple registration page, you can collect all of the emails and names of your viewers. Your attendees don't have to create an account and they don't have to download clunky webinar software. StreamYard On Air is redefining webinar stability. This means it's as stable as platforms like YouTube Live, but with all the features of a webinar platform. Use the same StreamYard Studio that you know and love to create a highly produced, amazing quality webinar. Are you looking to fully brand the experience for your viewers? You can choose to embed the webinar directly on your website. Chat embedding is coming soon. The StreamYard On-Air live chat also integrates with StreamYard, of course, so you can engage with your attendees just like you're used to on social media and show these comments on screen. Let's create a webinar together. Click Create, then click On-Air Webinar. Next, select a source for your webinar. I'm going to select the built-in StreamYard Studio, but you can also use the pre-recorded video option if you've already recorded a video. Decide if you're just streaming to on-air or if you'd like to multi-stream to multiple platforms. Write the title and description for your webinar. Next, you'll have the option to enable registration, live chat, and available on demand. Registration allows you to collect emails and names from your attendees. They won't be able to view the webinar until they've registered. Enable live chat to have a comment section during your live stream that viewers can comment in. Enable available on demand if you'd like your viewers to be able to view this webinar after it ends. Then select the date and time. Then click create. Next, you'll see 2 links. The first one is to share with your viewers. This is for anyone who's going to watch the webinar, also known as attendees. The second link is the invite guest link. This will be sent to any guests you want to have with you on screen in the webinar. Make sure you don't send the invite guest link publicly. You only want this to be shared with people you want to have on screen with you. Viewers will just get the viewer link. Then click continue. If it's an upcoming live webinar, you'll see the Enter Studio button. If it's a pre-recorded webinar, you'll see the Check Status page, which allows you to check on the status of your webinar. Click on Share to be able to share the link with your viewers or to embed it on your website. To embed, simply copy this code and paste it on your website. To manage registrations, click on the 3 dots on the right and then click Manage Registration. Here you'll see everyone who's signed up and the status of their registration. To export, just click Export CSV. Now let's enter the studio. This is the same StreamYard studio that you know and love. You'll see a new share button here, which is just the link to share with your viewers. And you'll also see the destination here. Click on it to manage registration, see your viewer limit, and monitor your destination status. Now let's switch to the attendee view. Click on the registration link and you'll see the title and description of the webinar. Fill out your name and email, then click register. It's as easy as that to register for the webinar. You'll have the option to add it to your calendar, and a link to the actual webinar will be sent to your email. The reminder emails are automatically sent to your attendees so that you don't have to worry about reminding them. When it's time for the webinar, your viewers will head to the Google Calendar invite or the email with the link to join. They'll click Join Webinar, and then they'll see this upcoming webinar landing page. It'll have the title, description, and the live chat on the right if you've enabled live chat. This page can be accessed 10 minutes before the show. As soon as your webinar goes live, your attendees will be viewing it. They'll see a live symbol to know that it's live, and they'll be able to use the live chat. StreamYard On Air is your new live webinar platform. And the best part of all, it doesn't have to be expensive. Each plan has its own viewer limit, but plans start at just $49 per month. Whether you're streaming to 10 viewers or 10,000 viewers, our plans are the most competitive out there. StreamYard On Air is changing the game for webinars, and we're excited to see how you are going to use StreamYard On Air.
Awesome. So lots of great questions and comments in the chat. Maybe you saw the video fade too, so hopefully that gave you a taste of what that looks like.
We can also here, I'll play a quick extra clip for like a second and then pull it off. So you'll see the fade out again. So watch for 2 or 3 seconds and I'll turn it off and you'll see it fade out. There we go.
Hopefully that's helpful.
In case you missed it the first time.
Awesome, Russ. Appreciate the feedback. I think I saw another comment. You said it went well, so glad that it's working well for you.
Cool.
Christopher says, RE on air, it would be great to add custom questions, which we define the question and can make it optional or required. Yes, I think that, I assume, Christopher, this would fall under the registration form and more customization in terms of what folks have to enter beyond their name, and we definitely want to add that.
Yep.
James says, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm not getting all the comments. Where is the best place to watch? So Dan and I see all the comments from all the places, but you're going to get comments from wherever you're watching from. So any place is a good place. I think a lot of the comments often come from YouTube, but you can watch wherever you're most comfortable.
Yep. And yeah, we show a bunch on screen, so it still kind of feels like everyone's engaging together.
RLCC says, can we embed the on-air stream to a page-restricted page in WordPress? Will that affect the registration? So yes, the nice thing about embedding is you can embed it wherever you like, and that includes inside of a restricted page. If you're doing that, I would assume you'd maybe want the registration off, and you would just sort of have the page itself gated and the ability for people to access it. Any other thoughts on that one, Dan?
No, I think that makes sense.
Cool. Dave says having Outlook calendar integrations for on air is key, as our main organization is an MS shop. Having Google Calendar limits the functionality for our team and attendees. Know and love #the yard. Thanks for the feedback, Dave. Yeah, fortunately, calendar integrations are pretty quick for us to add. We just want to start with the basics. But yeah, believe that Outlook and iCal, all the major calendars are absolutely essential, and they will absolutely come.
Yep.
Gary says, would be cool if we could capture webinar registrations in Adobe Experience Manager, then sync the registrations to StreamYard. Cool. I'm not super familiar with Adobe Experience Manager. Is that like a type of CRM?
I think so.
Gary?
Yeah. I'm not too familiar with it either, but I believe, it's a CRM that connects to apps and websites and all kinds of stuff.
Cool. So yeah, that's definitely been one of the biggest things that has come up is can StreamYard integrate with ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign or MailChimp? And we definitely want to support all the different CRMs that folks use to manage email address and communication with their audience. So stay tuned on that. Let's see what else we had here. Michael says, question, any plans to include Instagram for transmissions as well? We'd love to include Instagram. They have been testing some stuff out with the Instagram Live API stuff. There's a very small group of folks that actually have access to it, but there's not a full public API yet, or even a private API for companies like StreamYard to use. But as soon as there is, we will definitely support Instagram. Andy says, I would like to end social media broadcast and only continue in on air for those who paid for extra or bonus content. How can I do that? It's a really cool idea, Andy. So what you could do, and it was one thing we were considering experimenting with as a demo, but we kept it simple for tonight, is you could schedule the StreamYard stream just like you normally would with on air as one of the destinations, and have it where that on air was embedded somewhere on your website behind some kind of restricted access area, like who I can't remember the name, but someone mentioned that earlier. And then basically you would have folks who have paid for it go to that page, assuming they actually have access to that page. I'd imagine it'd probably be pretty simple to do. I think things like Kajabi and Teachable make it pretty easy to have restricted pages. You could have it embedded directly in one of those restricted pages that folks actually have to log into to access. And it might be something that we add more integrations with too in the future when it comes to more sophisticated authentication if you don't feel like using embedding. Do you have any thoughts on that one, Dan?
Yeah, and I don't think you fully covered this part, but you're basically going live to all the platforms and then you just get rid of them partway through. So say you want to do a 45-minute broadcast where the first 30 minutes is going to all of them, and then you would turn off Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. at the top on StreamYard, and you would just remove those ones. Don't delete them. Don't delete them on Facebook, YouTube, etc. But just remove them from the broadcast. It'll stop streaming to them, and then you'd just be streaming to the on-air one if that's what you're trying to achieve. You can't do it where you're not streaming to on air at all at the start and then you add it partway through. We may add that eventually, but right now that's not something you can do. So you can't dynamically start streaming to on air partway through a live stream. But if you have it right from the start, you can dynamically add and remove the other destinations.
Cool.
It's a cool idea though. I think it makes a lot of sense if you want to do hey, this is the public version. We're going live to all the social platforms for the last 20 minutes, come join us on my website or wherever else.
Yeah, for sure. Copper says, I'm doing the free mode and was wondering if you offer editing on free or is it for paid customers only? Editing and trimming is fully on the free version, Copper. So you can do a record only stream. You can do and edit it after the fact on StreamYard.
Yep.
Jamel says, instead of doing a live stream for this upcoming week, I did an on-air webinar. Will this impact the way we stream on Facebook and YouTube? So it doesn't have to. It's totally up to you, Jamel. So you could choose to stream to Facebook, YouTube, and on-air all at the same time if you wanted. It sounds like you just did the on-air, but it should have zero impact on what you're streaming on Facebook and YouTube. It's up to you if you want to go to all of them or just one of them. Hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, it really depends on what your goals are as well, I would say. If you're trying to grow your social media following or you're just trying to have more people see your content, then obviously the social platforms are pretty invaluable for that. But if you already have some folks that are on your email list or that you're able to kind of get over to on air and maybe you want to do more of a webinar type format or collect emails and build up your email list, it can be really good for that. So it's kind of different reasons you'd want to stream to social versus on air. And there are times where you'd want to stream to both as well.
Cool. Michael says, any chance of getting full screen comments? Yes, absolutely, Michael. One thing that stuff like this will likely be bucketed under is we are exploring elegant ways to allow for deeper customization when it comes to things like layouts and how things look in the stream. And that's something that would likely entail this type of functionality. So stay tuned on that.
Yep.
Let's see what else we had here. Awesome, Sam. I appreciate all the feedback from all of you. So thank you. Chantel says, is there a Q&A tab for upvoting questions in on air? No, but that is a great feature request and something that we're actively working on. Both Q&A and polling, we know, are two really important features when it comes to engagement and sort of measuring things as you do a webinar. So stay tuned on that one. It is being worked on.
And I'd actually be specifically curious for anyone in the chat. Is Q&A something that a lot of you would want? And same thing with polling. Is polling something you would want in StreamYard on air? It's always useful to know. It helps us prioritize things.
Cool. Steven says, it would be great if a dedicated plugin was available for WordPress and other CMS platforms that would allow comments, etc., for live streams or on air. That's a cool idea, Steven. Something like a plugin could definitely make things easier. We did try to make it pretty straightforward. And one thing that's not available yet, but will be really available really soon, is the comments the chat will eventually be, not eventually, like really soon, like weeks, will be embeddable along with the video. So the same way that you embed the video on WordPress, you can embed it with the chat, and that will have all the functionality you want when it comes to receiving the comments on StreamYard and people being able to participate directly on your website. But maybe we should consider doing a dedicated plugin just to make it even easier than going through the steps of embedding it. Definitely open to that.
Cool.
All right.
Want to do the giveaway before we get too far in?
Yeah, I'll keep tagging these comments, and then if you just want to bring up the giveaway. So we'll do a special one for tonight, like we did last time, because of the new feature with on air and the cyber stuff going on. So tonight we'll give away a StreamYard hoodie, a StreamYard pillow, and we'll also give you a 1-year upgrade from whatever you're on. So if you're on basic, we'll give you an upgrade to pro, pro to premium, etc. So if you just type in, as it looks like tons of you already have, #TheYard, you'll be eligible to win. We'll give you maybe 15 seconds or so here to get in your #TheYards.
And I should add that it's not case sensitive. So if you type in, if you capitalize the T or the Y or something and then realize that this one's lowercase, you don't need to bother retyping it. It also just needs to be part of the message in general. It doesn't need to be the whole message.
Awesome. Gary, good to know that. Also noted on an exit survey, makes sense. Another thing I've heard come up occasionally is like the ability to sort of distribute like a PDF or files, stuff like that.
Yep.
Joseph says, when does the Cyber Monday deal end? It's a good question. Tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific. Sounds like most folks are a fan of polls and upvoting. Yeah, upvoting individual comments and questions definitely makes a lot of sense.
Cool.
Let's see what else we had. I think we had another question here. Agent Bay says, is there a feature on the roadmap for creating a playlist for assets such as videos? Yes, we are working on a deeper integration with the sort of the library functionality of StreamYard and how that ties into the studio, and will likely include things like playlists. Any other thoughts on that one, Dan?
Yeah, there's nothing immediately on the roadmap, I would say, but we're always exploring various things, and this is one of those that we'd love to make simpler, but we don't have anything planned out right now for doing that. I'm with you, though. I would love to kind of make it a bit easier to manage assets and just manage the run of show in general.
Cool.
Giveaway?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
All right. For some merch and an upgrade. Good luck, everyone.
Doug.
Right, Doug.
Congrats. I've seen you in here for a long time. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. If you shoot an email to contact@streamyard.com, someone on our team can coordinate with you in shipping your sweater, your pillow, and getting you set up with the upgrade from whatever plan you're on. Congrats again.
Cool.
All right. We still have quite a few more questions here. But let's do a couple more, and then we'll call it a night. Bryson says, custom messaging around on-air streams would be great, a la Eventbrite.
Custom messaging.
If you could, maybe I should just check out Eventbrite, Bryson. But yeah, I'll have to look at what you mean. Do you mean just more customization when it comes to like the upcoming page, like sort of the registration page? I'm assuming that's what you mean. But if not, let us know.
Yep.
Awesome. Pixel Pia, excited to have you on the new plans.
Cool.
Visual Stenographer says, love the green room feature. Any thoughts of offering it as an add-on to other levels? It's certainly possible. We definitely want many folks to have access to the functionality that they need. So it's definitely possible, Visual Stenographer. Carrie says, again, what is the cyber special? If you just go to StreamYard.com/pricing, Carrie, it'll pop right up and you'll see, yeah, Dan's actually got it right there. So you can see the new plans are mostly focused around on-air viewers. So until tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific, you'll get double the on-air viewers. And then if you do opt for the higher tier plans, which include 1,000 and 10,000 viewers respectively for on-air, as well as some other cool features like Green Room on Growth, you'll be eligible for that lifetime discount as well. All right. And with that, this was episode 204 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. We'll see you guys next week at the same time. Look forward to hearing more and more feedback about the new features and letting you know about a lot of the other exciting stuff that we have coming up.
Cool. Thanks for hanging out with us, everyone. See you next week.